Hey guys, Coach John here, and in the last video we briefly talked about throwing the jab, which is the first punch you need to learn in combat sports. Today I want to cover the cross or the straight rear hand. For me it's my right. When we talked about throwing the jab, we kept it very basic. We just used it to go straight out and straight back. Now we're going to use a little bit more technique when we're explaining the cross. When we're throwing the cross, there's a couple of things that need to happen to add power to it. With that jab, I don't get a lot of power behind it because my lead shoulder is already forward, but the cross is coming from my rear side. So when I throw this, I really want to think about rotation, rotating as I punch. It doesn't just happen though with the upper body, it starts with our footwork. Without throwing the cross, I want you guys to take a look at my feet. This is all going to happen together. It's one motion. But if I break it down step by step, I want you to notice what happens with this rotation I'm about to do. So when I start the punch, I'm in my neutral stance. As I finish the punch, starting with my feet, you're going to see my rear foot turn. I have the pressure on the ball of my foot. My knee turns, my hip turns, my shoulder turns as I land the punch. All that's going to be a chain reaction happening together in order to deliver maximum power to this punch. The way this looks, and I'm going to throw it slow, is as I start to throw this punch from my chin, everything starts to rotate, and at the point of impact, everything should be at the optimal point of rotation. From here, as I bring it back in a straight line, everything comes back to that stance. Other things to consider when you're throwing the cross. What are you doing with that lead hand? So as we start to put punches together, the jab and the cross, what you're going to notice is that you're going to drop one of your hands, and it's usually the opposite hand. And what I want you guys to practice when you're doing these punches by themselves is making sure the opposite hand stays high and tight. Meaning, when I throw that cross, my rear hand, I'm not dropping my left hand. Okay, I can do the same with my jab. When I throw my jab, I'm not dropping my right hand. And that tends to happen because we're trying to torque and turn. So what I want you guys to focus on is as you throw this cross, making sure that lead hand stays tight to your face. Now, as you get better, it can stay in different positions. We have different defenses with that hand. But in the beginning, just make sure you make it a habit to keep the opposite hand nice and high, nice and tight. So again, I don't want to drop my lead hand as I torque. I want to make sure I rotate and keep it nice and high. It's going to allow me to throw my next punch with more power, more technique, but I'm defensively sound. I can block punches from there and I'm ready. Just remember, it's about rotation. We want to throw it in a straight line and we want to rotate to generate power. Some common mistakes I see a lot when we're throwing the cross. The first one's going to be just making it an arm punch. No rotation at all. It's not effective. It's basically a jab with my rear hand. So I want to make sure I'm rotating. Another common mistake I see is we lift up our elbow, throw, and then bring everything back down. So we're showing them it's coming. I'm lifting my elbow to help with that rotation of the arm and the fist. What I want you guys to do is throw it in a straight line and drill to twist. It's like a drill bit in a drill, straight line, twisting as I go, not lifting to throw. So I don't want to see that elbow come up and punch, exposing our body the whole time. I want it to be a nice straight line and we torque with that twist in our hips and our shoulders and that rear foot. All right, you guys, so with the cross, that's our first punch where we get to start landing some real damage to our opponent. We have to do it safely. 100 different ways you can throw the cross, 100 different reasons, just like with all our other punches. But for the sake of learning and starting off, we want to use it as a nice long straight punch, typically after our jab. Okay, so in the next video we have hooks coming up and then uppercuts, and I want you guys to watch all four. Just get the basics down, and then after those, we're going to start putting them together in combinations, and this stuff's really going to start to click. So again, if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe and follow along. They're coming out very soon.